Today our topic is democratic and nationalist revolutions of 17th and 18th century. In this chapter we will discuss about England's glorious revolution, American War of Independence, and we will also discuss about French Revolution. These are the three important topics we have from democratic and nationalist revolutions of 17th and 18th centuries. When we talk about England's glorious revolution, we have to discuss about the events that took place in 17th century. In early 17th century, England was ruled by Tudor dynasty. Similar to most of the areas all over the world, even England was ruled by kings and queens. Tudor dynasty was responsible for uniting Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales into one single kingdom, and this Tudor dynasty was completely against authority of Roman Catholic Church and Pope. They used to consider England as autonomous kingdom, and they wanted to rule their kingdom without influence of Roman Catholic Church or Pope. This led to sense of British nationalism, an idea that gave importance for British citizens and their ideas. Along with this, the King of England also faced other problems with Parliament. The Parliament was combination of merchants and landowners who were elected to Parliament. These merchants and landowners used to approve different decisions taken by the King. When King thought about taking approval from those members in Parliament, it was very difficult for the King to get approval. So the King of England wanted to abolish Parliament and they wanted to rule on their own. The foundation for this was laid down in 1603 when James I of Stuart dynasty came to power. When he came to power, he believed in divine right. He used to consider that God gave them authority to rule people and no one can take power from the king. He was succeeded by Charles I. He suspended Parliament for 11 years and ruled without any problem. But in 1640 he was forced to convene Parliament to get special permissions and grants for fighting in wars. So this Parliament continued till 1660, so that Parliament is famously known as Long Parliament. The Parliament that existed between 1640 and 1660 in England was known as Long Parliament. But the problem for the king was the powers from the king were taken away. The officers of Charles I and ministers of Charles I were punished. When they were punished, when the powers of king were reduced, when Parliament became more powerful, there was a fight between king and parliamentary party, king's party and parliamentary party. When Parliament tried to control powers of king tried to dismiss Parliament from time to time. When this civil war broke out, the civil war continued for 5 years. Finally, in 1649, Charles I was defeated and he was executed in 1649 and a republic was declared. This kind of parliamentary republic did not go well for a long period of time. There were conflicts between members in parliamentary party. There were different kinds of problems. With all this, again in 1688, William of Orange and Mary was granddaughter of Charles I. William of Orange and Mary were invited to occupy the throne. So the power transferred from Parliament to king again, but powers of king were reduced to greater extent. Most of the decisions were taken by Parliament. The ministers were responsible for Parliament. The powers of king were restricted. So power transfer took place without shedding single drop of blood. So it is called Glorious Revolution. The simple reason behind calling it as Glorious Revolution is the transfer of power took place without shedding single drop of blood. So it is called Glorious Revolution. But the problem here with the parliamentary system of Britain initially was right to vote was not given to all the people. There was limited franchise. Only property sections were given right to vote, and voting rights were not given, and seats were not allocated based on population of particular area. When distribution of seats took place without proper method, the areas of high population had less number of seats, the areas of low population had more number of seats. All this was changed later with small change and extension of privileges and voting rights to some sections of people in 1832. Finally, universal adult franchise was implemented in Britain from 1928. All men and women of a prescribed age got right to vote from 1928. In this development and universal adult franchise expansion did not take place immediately with the establishment of republic. Initially, property sections got right to vote, then it was expanded to more people. Finally, in 1928, without any discrimination, all adults got right to vote in England. Our next topic is American independence 1774 to 1789. We know that Britain had established colonies in east coast of North America. 13 such colonies were established by colonizers from England. Most of the people who went there to cultivate the land, those who established small workshops, those who participated in trade, all these people settled in America. 13 states of colonizers were established over there, and most of the control was held by England. England Parliament used to make all the laws related to these 13 colonies, and even taxation was decided from England. They, without giving any representation to members of these 13 colonies, most of the decisions were taken by England and its parliament. So most of the people in these colonies were not happy with the decision of England Parliament. As people of England went there and settled, most of them used to follow the rules and regulations given by English Parliament. But when taxes were increased abnormally, without taking any opinion of local people, most of the people in these areas started agitating against English Parliament. They raised a famous slogan that no taxation without representation. Most of the rules, regulations, laws and even taxes were imposed on them without their consent, without their approval, without considering their opinion. When first Congress of Philadelphia was held, except Georgia, all other states attended that meeting. Their only goal was a consideration of their opinion before increasing taxes or making any laws in English Parliament. This became very famous slogan all over the world. People accepted the feelings of colonized people in present United States of America, and no taxation without representation became famous slogan. With this, Congress of Philadelphia also requested for restoration of previous rights. They wanted to go for peaceful solution. But King George III was not happy with the developments. The act of Second Congress of Philadelphia was considered as rebellion. When these people in 13 colonies demanded for peaceful solution, that representation through taxation, King George III wanted to suppress the rebellion. He declared war on 13 colonies in April 1775. Finally, it was ended with defeat of England in October 1781. The acceptance and republican type of government was established in present United States of America with Treaty of Paris in 1783. With Treaty of Paris in 1783, 13 colonies became autonomous. All this happened with support of France. For getting independence, the 13 colonies asked support of Louis XVI. Louis XVI extended the support for 13 colonies. Finally, they defeated England. One of the best powers in those days was defeated with help of France, and republican type of government was established in USA. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on 4th July 1776. This was drafted by Thomas Jefferson. Where it was adopted? It was adopted in 3rd Congress of Philadelphia. In 3rd Congress of Philadelphia, the Declaration of Independence was adopted on 4th July 1776. It was drafted by Thomas Jefferson. He was also responsible for implementation of federalism in the United States of America. He believed in distribution of powers. And he also explained in his Declaration of Independence that all men are equal and endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights like liberty, life and pursuit to happiness. With this, present United States of America was formed with republican type of government and federal system. With distribution of powers between state and center, federal system was adopted with proposals of Thomas Jefferson. He also believed in freedom of speech, freedom of religion, equality of law, or rule of law. All these became part of this Declaration of Independence, which was adopted on 4th July 1776, even before end of war in 1781, even well before Treaty of Paris in 1783. The Declaration of Independence was adopted at 3rd Congress of Philadelphia. Major leaders of present United States of America. This is what we have from American War of Independence.